All right, good. All right, well, welcome everyone. My name is Fausto Pugliese, president and founder of Cybertrade University. I do so many events, with David, and he wanted me to come today and tell you what's going on in the market. Show we've been looking at. I'm actually a day trader. I do some swing trading, some options, but I learned how to be a good swing trader in options by day trading. I live here in New York. Started Cybertrade University for over 35 years, so we're like one of the oldest schools in the industry. And I'm going to show you what we do, how we actually trade, and I'll at least even introduce you to some of the traders in the room. We have a professional trading floor. I started the first one in the industry. You're probably very familiar with them, but we're going to let you know. We're going to give you an idea where that's all at. But so today, our style of what we do is as a day trader, we look for stocks that are moving over the course of the day, and then that's how you know if you want to do a swing trade. Okay. A lot of people feel like they can't trade brand name stock, so they'll trade an option because they can't afford it. Like a Nvidia, they're like, "Oh, I would love to buy 1,000 shares of Nvidia, but I can't afford it. I'll buy one. I could buy a contract." Well, there are other stocks out there than Nvidia, Microsoft, Palantir. They're the ETFs out there you could trade. And there's also a lot of inexpensive stocks that will give you less risk but more reward. Now, what I want to show you right here really quick, this is our trading floor. All right. And let me just kind of break down what it is. Let me get my crayons really quick because this is going to be very important to kind of have you follow along. Hold on one second. There we go. Let me move this down so you can see here. Okay. So right here on the left-hand side, right now, it's the afternoon and it's summertime. So we only have under 200 traders in there. We have a few thousand traders around the world. These are all our instructors, and these are people all over, all the traders around the world that are in there right now. And you could see people from all over the place: Canada, California, Texas, Ontario, New England, these people all over the world. And what I want you to focus on is this, because this is where we're going to talk about our stocks that we're moving at. We have an alert service that we do, and you could also get it for free on Instagram and on TikTok, or on Twitter. And right here is our message board right here. And right now we're looking at a stock right now called APM. Now, to ask everyone a question, did anybody see this stock APM trade so far this morning? Did anybody trade it? Anybody find it? Just give me a yes or no. Because right here, you'll see that we posted it again, and we're trading it right now. And what I want to show you is this. I want to go up here and show you this. So we do an alert, and if you look right here, we do a morning watch list. And if you go to our Twitter account, or X, let's call it, let me show you. We posted a bunch of trades, and you'll see right here, you could get this all for free. I'll be posting here all day. So we have our morning watch list. You can go down the list right here. You can see all the orders out there. But everyone can get access to this. And that stock right there is right APM right there. See it right there, APM? All right. So let me just clear this out, and let me just show you what's going on here. So APM is the biggest percentage gainer right now in the market. It's also the biggest, most active stock in the market. And if you look at it, when we made that call out, that was the first stock on our watch list. At 9 o'clock this morning, the stock was trading around 250. Okay. If you look where it is now, it's almost 450. Now you do the math: 1,000 shares, $2 move. That's about a $2,000 profit. Okay. Do that over the course of the year, you're talking about a $500,000 salary. Look here on the long-term chart. You could see how that stock had a big candlestick. And then you could see how even on this one day right here on July 16th, it did the same thing. Big, big pop. Now, right here, I actually still own the position. Where is it? Yeah, right here. So I kind of chased it. You could see where it says realized. Right now, I'm up like $713 on it at 344. So I got in right around these prices right around here. Okay, because what I did is I trade the morning and then jump back in the afternoon. And right now I own the stock right here. It's still strong right now. But the question is, what is making it go up? How did you know it was going to go that high? Well, what I want to discuss, one of our biggest strategies are here is this. The way I was taught how to trade in the market is we focus on what's called the right of the chart. Like, so right now, everyone's looking at what's happening in the past. But wouldn't it be great to see what's happening in the future? So this right here, fellow traders, this is called level 4. Now, what we're seeing right here, these are all orders that are out here in the future. And here is basically called the current order book. And you could see that resistance levels are right here. 40,000, 45,000, 48,000. And you can see there was a big buyer out here earlier, but it looks like he canceled around 3 o'clock. Okay, about 15 minutes ago. So we could see if orders are getting filled or if they're getting canceled. So we're seeing what's getting executed and not getting executed. So our style, the way we teach everyone, is looking at the right of the chart, where most people are like yourself are looking at the left of the chart. The problem with the left of the chart, it's not always indicative of the future. The only way you can guarantee that a resistance level, well, there's no guarantee in trading, but the only theory you could have if you're coming up to a resistance levels in the past is you got to see those sellers in the future. And that's why we're trading the stock right here, right now. Now I'm going to try to hold the stock up until about maybe 4 o'clock. But I'm never shying away from taking a profit. So I don't know if anyone here is familiar. We have a mouse pad I designed right here. Everybody can see that right there. You can see right here that the morning hours are very good within the first hour. And then right here, we're looking right here. This is basically the best and worst time. So right now we're trading at the worst time. 3 to 3:30 is when we get a lot of shakes. We should get another push between 3:30 and to 4 o'clock. That's where program trading kicks in. So we'll probably have to wait until another 20 minutes to see if the stock is going to continue to go higher. But I definitely think you guys, because I'm not going to be here, going into the close, you'll have another speaker coming in. Definitely keep an eye on the APM. Now, to kind of make it look a little bit more easier on the eyes, I'm going to bring up another type of stock that we traded that did pretty well too. Something that everyone's probably familiar with, Palantir. Now, if anyone here is following me on Instagram or TikTok or YouTube, we do post every day. I'm going to go to my Instagram account. And you could see right here on our Instagram, and by the way, this is also on YouTube, Palantir. I did a post on that video on Palantir. And, what happened was Palantir, we've been a big fan of Palantir for a long time. You could see videos at Palantir, Bitcoin, Palantir again. Constantly we've been talking about Palantir all the way when it's been down in the 60s, $60 price range. Now, the thing that I want to point out is this. When we made that post, okay, the stock all of a sudden started to reverse. Sellers started to come in and start pushing the stock down. Then it hit a gap fill right here. And that's why we had a huge drop from 172 down to 156. And then yesterday, it dropped all the way down to 144. Now, you'll notice that now it's at 157. Why did the stock stop right around the 140? And why is it going to 157? Well, I want to show you something here really quick. When we go here and check out level 4, you'll notice that we had a stack of buyers right now, and this is 9:30 this morning, that showed up right around here. See those orders? Those orders are right here. Okay. So let me bring up that chart again and move this over. So you could see right here. Let me clear this out. You could see 140s right here. That's 150. And then you got 155. Now, if you draw a trend line and follow that 140, you could see that that's where the stock bounced up. You could see that this is resistance levels. Okay. Then when you go to 150, actually, I'm sorry, 145, that's that resistance levels. Then when you look at 150, there's some resistance levels there. And now you got 155. So you see how it's like a ladder effect? So this is called program trading. You probably heard of algorithms, high frequency trades. That's what I teach my students what to look for. You find that high frequency trades, you follow the future orders, that will give you a sense of direction where the stock is going. And, you know, now the thing is, where's the next resistance levels? Well, you could see right now that there is a 76,000 share seller at 167. It's not as much as the buyers where you get 139,000, 150,000, 170,000. And most of you will look at this and be like, oh yeah, that's a really, really big resistance levels. Okay. Back here, you can see it clear as day, big resistance levels. But you might think it's a big resistance levels, but to me, it's not really that big. It's not as big as the buyers as the sellers. So as much as you might have a game plan and be like, I got to get out of 160, I agree with you. But unless somebody at that number starts getting up to 130,000, 150,000, 200,000, it's not as much, which means it could do something that's called a breakout. Okay. Now, what is a breakout? A breakout is when you're coming up to resistance levels and you're passing that resistance. How does a resistance get made? By buyers and sellers. So here we have our resistance levels. And don't worry, I'm still prepared to probably get out at 160 because I do own the stock myself. But I need to see what's going to happen when we get close. So we're about $1. We're about $2.50 away until we reach it. All right. So that is really the power of, you know, basically day trading and direct access. Now, can we do this on different stocks? Absolutely. Let's go look at maybe Bitcoin. How about Bitcoin? Everybody here trade Bitcoin? You could see orders in Bitcoin. Right here, we could see that 11,200, we got 147 Bitcoins. At 110,000, 171 Bitcoin. Okay. So if anyone here, you could see here over the course of the day, how Bitcoin's been trending down, and you see how it came up to this big support level right here. So now we're hovering right around we're basically what's called consolidation. We're hovering right around this 112,000. Okay. Now, if you are not a fan of trading Bitcoin because you can't, well, there's also the ETFs, because one of you just asked me about ETFs. Absolutely. So we'll trade IBIT. IBIT trades very close to it. And if you notice right here, let me blow up this big trade right here. You could see that IBIT has got a lot of support levels right around here, around the 63 price range. And that's why that will help this trade side by side with Bitcoin. So if you don't trade Bitcoin and want to know how you could trade something more or less expensive, you could trade the ETF, IBIT, and it's right there. And you can see clear as day resistance levels back in May, a lot of support levels in August, And now we're testing another support here. Now, listen, the question is this. That is a support level, right? But what happens, and could it happen, break 63? Can Bitcoin go past 112,000? Of course it could. Well, you got to have a game plan. Where's the next game plan? 110,000. Where's 110,000? Probably somewhere around 162. We're not that far away from it. So for some of you that want to trade, crypto, whatever it is, you could do the same here. Tesla, let's go check out Tesla. Tesla's been a fun stock to trade. Now, let's say you're a swing trader and Fausto, I don't really day trade. I want to swing trade. I don't have time to day trade. Well, we also do swing trade here also. And if we look here on Tesla, for example, Tesla has been having a little bit of a problem. You could see here Tesla. Let me draw this chart right here, pretty big. You can see Tesla right now. It's been having a lot of resistance levels right around the 350. And it's got a lot of support levels around the 300. Okay. So you could see right here, support, resistance, support, resistance, support, resistance, support, resistance. You could trade that stock 50, 100, 150, 200, 250, 300, 350, 400. You could have did, if you were really, really, really good, you could have made 400 points trading that stock. Okay. Going long, short, long, short, long, short, long, short. Okay. That's why the stock, but why is the stock having a tough time breaking 350? Well, if I bring this over here to the right, and if I zoom out a little bit further, you could see here that there's a 300,000 share seller at 300, and there's a 250,000 share buyer at, there's a 300,000 share seller at 350, a 250,000 share buyer at 300. And not only that, but you could see there's even a 100,000 share buyer at 315. And that's why it's having a tough time breaking 315 today. Okay. You can see it basically did test it right here. See it right there? And it never broke it. It's not as significant as the 300, but there is somebody there. So for some of you here, like saying, well, I don't really have time to day trade. Well, you could, way we teach our traders is, and being a floor trader myself, is we do look at the short version of it and we do look at the long version of it. And if you want to look at the short version of it, let's say you are day trading Tesla on the short side, you could see here that 325 was 30,000 shares. 315 is still there, but you did have a couple of buyers right around here at 319, 318, 320. That's why you could see it went up, it went down, it went up, it went down. See kind of these orders we hear earlier, and it looks like they showed back up here. Okay. So one of the big things that's great about it is you can go back and you can look at the history and see if they were there before, if they're gone. So not only can you see the future, you could also see what happened in the past. And that's really the power of kind of doing it. Where is my APM? Okay. So right here, you could see this. Now, this is where things get a little bit concerning. This buyer keeps showing up over here and he's pushing it down. So the stock, since we looked at it, did drop from this high and now it's going down to here. So there was a buyer here. It is going up, and now you can see someone that's called, he laddered down. So at 430 at 35,000 shares are hovering right there. Now the thing is this, if I'm long, which I am, I want that order's got to get filled. Okay. So two things could happen. He could cancel his order or he can get executed. If he doesn't, I'm out. Okay. Because it's got to be, that's where we use what's called the breakout. All right. And right now it's about 20 cents away. Now remember, 20 cents on 1,000 shares is $200. It's a lot of money. Okay. When we started, I had a lot more on the table, but listen, we had it for a while. We're doing pretty well. But my issue is this. I don't see any buyers out here. Okay. I just see sellers. Majority of the orders out there are sellers, not buyers. They were there earlier, but they're not there anymore. There was one here earlier at $3. See it down here at the bottom? See that big red line down there? He's not there anymore. So do I want to play this hand going into the close? Probably not. Listen, if you have a profit, I have a saying, you can't go broke taking profit. So I had a $700 profit. Now it dropped down to $550. So I'm just going to go out there at market and sell it. Done. Game over. That's the way I look at trading a little bit more, in a way of there's no buyers out there. Why would I want to own the stock if there's no buyers? I see more sellers out there. And like I said, and you know what? Since 3 o'clock, it's been trending down. So there you go. And now look at the stock, what it's doing. So we sold it at 405 right there. There's a trend, 405. All right. Now we're at $4. You can actually watch it right here. You can see what it's doing right here. Here's a level 2 version, 410. And yeah, so it's already 5-6 cents lower, 7 cents lower. We'll come back and check back on it a little bit later. Let's say, oh, now it's really dropping. 90, 93. Wow, it's really dropping. I think we sold it right in time. What do you think? Okay. How do we know that? Because of the sellers are out there. There's no sellers out there. Now, let me go see what our traders are looking at really quick. Right now, they're focusing on a new stock out here called RCAT. MSCO they're looking at right here. Not out yet. One of our traders right here. And Rich is obviously commentating right now. Let me see if he's speaking right there. I'll turn on his mic. Oops. No, I don't want to hear me speaking.
Let's look at RCAP right now here.
You could probably
SOS with a bit of an order stepping in on the bid, small for about 14,000 shares at $5.02.
So that's Rich right now speaking with the traders about one of the stocks that we're looking at right now. He's looking at RCAT. Let's go check out RCAT. Let's see what he's doing. RCAT. So RCAT had a nice little move today, 880. It's up to about 980. Now, is it a good buy here? Well, there's one way to figure out. We got to see where the orders are. RCAT. Let's go check out the orders. Go back a little bit further. 6 hours, get a little more data. So this is actually a pretty good one. It started this morning right around 890. Program trading kicked in. Once the market opened up, all these orders you could see clear as day around $10, $9.90, $9.80. Right around this time right here, around 12 o'clock, actually about 11:30, this order showed up. Never want to pass them. This is that order right there. Look at all these orders right here. Look how many shares that is right there. So from here until now, you're talking 12, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 hours. If you didn't get out, and this is why you don't have to trade all day, just seeing all those orders out there, you could have been done. If you got stuck in this trade, where are you going? You're going nowhere. You're still back at the same spot. Okay. Now, how is the stock going to go higher? Like I said earlier, you got to have a breakout or these orders got to get filled. That's about it. Let's look at another stock because I have just about 4 more minutes before we're done. You're looking at this stock right here in the Cyber Group room. And by the way, you're all going to be invited. www.ctu.co free. If you guys want to register, that's the link. They're looking at TEVA. Rich is talking about it. Nice little move on that position. Nice little trend. You look at the long-term chart. You're trying to find some resistance levels. You're not seeing it. But I bet if I go here, and bring it up, let's see where the high frequency trades are and all the algorithms. Six hours. And we had a big order out here. It was a breakout right around 130. See that green ball? That means that order was executed. And that's why there was no sellers. Now we're going to the next resistance right here. And now we're testing these sellers right around here. So that way it was the next sellers. So if you got past this resistance levels right around 1850, the next resistance levels is about 25 cents higher right there. John, we call this level 4. You could also, if you're interested, John, I have a couple of videos, 5-minute videos, how to get it and download it and where to get it. Just you could just send me an email. If anyone here is interested in getting it, Fausto at CTU Corp, just copy it and just send me an email. I'll be happy to give it to you. Okay. And we'll actually show you how to get it right off NASDAQ's website. But looking at that stock, looks like that seller is getting executed as we see it. All right. Any questions before I go, fellow traders? And I can pass over to the next presenter. Yeah, 30 minutes go pretty quick. David, thanks for sharing our link right there. If everybody wants to go to our homepage. But if anybody here would like to get a sample of it or watch a couple of videos on it, feel free to email me if you have any questions about trading. I'm here to help. You know, listen, trading is a very big failure rate. It's a 90% failure rate. It's like almost guaranteed everyone's going to fail here. But the only reason ones that do fail is because they never got educated. So just remember, you got to learn before you could earn. All right. Very, very important for all of you guys to go out there and learn how to trade. By the way, I want to hop over here really quick on the APM. See what happened right here? Look where we're at right now. If we didn't sell it, now we're down to 395, 394. And guess what? There's no buyers out here. No buyers, no support, not going up. David, thanks for having me again. And hopefully hear from all of you. And I wish you guys enjoy the presentation with everyone else. And feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions.